Good morning, students. Yes, say your prayer. Thank you. நான் ஒரு நல்ல ஆசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் விருதுமுறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்ல ஆசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் விருதுமுறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்ல ஆசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் விருதுமுறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். Okay, students. Good morning. Take your social science book. Take page number 195. So unit 5. So today's class we will discuss about communication, then trade. So communication, so nothing but the process of exchanging information. So the exchange of information, thoughts and ideas. Then trade, so exchange of goods. So buying and selling of goods is called as trade, while exchange of information, so sharing the information, so sharing the thoughts is called as communication. So today's class we will discuss about the communication, so the types of communication and also trade. So the process involved in trade activities. So today's class we will discuss about this. So the last topic in this unit. So the last topic in the 5th unit. So India, transport and communication. So today's class we will discuss about communication and trade. So last class what we discussed? We discussed about the transport. So railways, pipeline, waterways, then air transport. So first railways we discussed about the advantages and also the railway zones in India. So how many railway zones are there in India? 17. Then we discussed about the width of the track, then the metro trains in India, then pipeline transport. So pipeline transport, it is used for transporting the liquid material especially oil and natural gas. Then we discussed about waterways. So the important mode for transport for both passenger and cargo traffic in India. So the oldest and cheapest means. So the water transport, so classified as inland waterways, then ocean waterways. So inland waterways means, so the inland waterways takes place in the form of rivers, canals, lakes and backwaters. So the major national waterways, so National Waterway 1, National Waterway 2, National Waterway 3. So we have discussed these things. Then the oceanic routes. So India's trade activities, so nearly 95% by volume, so took place through the ocean routes. Then we discussed about the important ports of India and also the major shipyards. Then finally we discussed about air transport. So air transport, so the quickest, then costliest, but most modern and comfortable means of transport is air transport. So air transport is also classified as domestic airways, then international airways. So in India, Indian Airlines provides the domestic air services, then Air India provides international air services. Okay, so we have discussed about these things only. So already we have discussed about roadways. So in our previous class. Then in the next class we discussed about railways, pipeline transport, waterways, then air transport. So overall, so transport we have completed. So today's class we will discuss about communication and trade. So communication. So define communication. So what is a communication? So communication is a process that involves the exchange of information, thoughts and ideas. So communication means it is a process that involves the exchange of information, thoughts and ideas. So we have a communication. That is we are exchanging our information. But in online class it was not effective. But remember our school days. So often we have communicate with each other now. So we exchange our information, we exchange our thoughts, we exchange our ideas. So communication is a process that involves the exchange of information, thoughts and ideas. So technology does wonders in communication field. So technology, so it helps us to improve our communication skill. So just think, if there is no online facilities as like now means, what happen? It is very difficult for you to get education. It is very difficult for you to get contact with your friends and family. So technology, it helps so to make a lot of wonder, it to make a lot of things so in the field of communication. So normally communication is categorized into two types: personal communication, then mass communication. So communication is a process that involves the exchange of information, thoughts and ideas. So technology does wonders in communication field. So science and technology, it does wonders. So wonder means surprise. So does a surprise in communication field. So communication is categorized into personal communication, then mass communication. First, personal communication. So what is meant by personal communication? The exchange of information between the individuals is called as personal communication. So the exchange of information between the individuals. So between the individuals, then it is called as personal communication. It includes post and telegraph service, telephone, mobile phone, short message service, fax, internet, email, etc. So exchange of information between the individuals. So then it is called as personal communication. It includes, so personal communication includes post, telegraph service, telephone, mobile phone, short message services, fax, internet, email, etc. Because through this you can send a message, you can share the information to the individuals only. Then personal communication system enables the user to establish direct contact. So personal communication helps the users to establish a direct contact. Okay, so personal communication means exchange of information between the individuals. It helps the users to establish direct contact. So in personal communication, the postal network, so the post service. So have you sent any letter from post office? Now we are using WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, like that and all. Have you ever buy a letter card, so postal card from post office, and you write a letter and posted it to your friends or to any other relative? I think you didn't have done it. So just try once. See, Indian Postal Network is the largest in the world with 1,55,000 post offices. See, Indian Postal Network is the largest in the world with 1,55,000 post office. Of this, more than 1,39,000 post offices are located in rural areas. Indian Postal Network, so the world's largest postal network, having 1,55,000 post office. So among this 1,39 post offices, so more than 90% are situated in the rural areas, that is in village areas. The postal services was opened in the public in the country in 1837. So the postal services was opened to the public in the country in 1837. So during the British rule. So the first Indian postal stamp was issued in 1852 in Karachi. So the first Indian postal stamp was issued in 1852 in Karachi. So where is Karachi? It is in Pakistan. But 1852, Pakistan is a part of our country, India. So so in 1947 only, so Pakistan was partitioned from India. So the first Indian postal stamp was issued in 1852 in Karachi. So collecting and delivering mail is the primary function of the Department of Post. So what is the important function, so duty of the Department of Post Office? So they collect the letters. So they collect the letters and deliver it to the right persons. So you have noticed the post box now. So we have to, or sometimes we have send the post directly to the post office. So by presenting in the post office. It introduced the quick mail services in 1975. It introduced the quick mail services in the year 1975. Then the quick mail services functions on the basis of the system of PIN. So postal index number code, so which was introduced in the year 1972. So you have PIN code now. So what is the PIN code of your native? For our school? You know very well. So the quick mail services functions on the basis of the system PIN code introduced in the year 1972. Then the premium post includes the money order, e-money order, speed post, express parcel post, business post, media post, satellite post, retail post, greeting post, data post, speed net, and speed passport services. So post offices, they not only deliver letters, apart from that they private services like sending money order, e-money order, speed post, parcel service, business post, media post. So media post, they provide. So they they send magazines. So like there are weekly magazines are there now. So they also be sent through the post offices. Then satellite post. Then retail, greeting post, data post, speed net, and speed passport services. So these are the services provided by our Indian Postal Network. Then telephone services. India has one of the largest telecommunication network in Asia. India has one of the largest telecommunication network in Asia. So because of our huge population. Apart from the urban areas, more than two-thirds of the villages in India have already covered with STD telephone facility. STD? Yeah, subscriber trunk dialing. Yeah, so STD means subscriber trunk dialing. So it is used for connecting the other areas, so connecting the nearby areas. Yeah, so for the local areas there is no STD code. Yeah, but if you want to connect, so other district persons or the other locality persons mean, then you have to add a number, so which is called as STD, so subscriber trunk dialing. Yeah, so India is one of the largest telecommunication network in Asia. Apart from the urban areas, more than two-thirds of the village areas have already covered with STD facility, so subscriber trunk dialing facility, while international communication can be made through ISD. Yeah, so if you want to contact your friend, so who are in abroad, so who was in foreign country means, then you have to use the code, so ISD, that is international subscriber dialing. Yeah, so if you want to contact of any of your friend, so who is outside the state. Yeah, so if he is from Andhra, he is from Kerala means, then you have to use the STD code. Yeah, so subscriber trunk dialing code. Yeah, at the same time, if your friend or your relative is in any foreign country, yeah, so like Japan, or he is in China, or he is from England means, then you have to use the code ISD. Yeah, so international subscriber dialing. Yeah, so there is an uniform rate. Yeah, so the cost of STD is uniform all over India. Yeah, so there is an uniform rate of STD facilities all over India. So telephone is a form of oral communication. It is considered the very essential for the growth of commerce. So telephone, it is a form of oral communication. Yeah, it is considered very essential for the growth of commerce. It is most preferred form as it provides instant communication. So telephone, it provide instant communication, so sudden communication. Yeah, so it helps a lot in day-to-day life. Yeah, so mobile phone, fax, and internet or other personal communication used in the country. Yes, apart from postal service, then telephone network. So mobile phone, fax, and internet are the other personal communication used in the country. Yeah. So do you know who invented telephone? Yeah, Graham Bell, Alexander Graham Bell. So very good. Then the mass communication system. So first we discussed about the personal communication. So the exchange of information between the individuals. So mass communication means it enables millions of people to get information at the same time. So mass communication enables, so makes the people, so makes millions of people to get information at the same time. So it is a great way to provide education as well as entertainment. So mass communication, so it is a better way to provide education and at the same time entertainment. So it helps in creating awareness among the people regarding various national policies and programs. So mass communication helps in creating awareness among the people regarding various national policies and programs. So the mass communication system can be provide the information to people in two methods. So mass communication, so provide information. So the mass communication system, so give information to the people in two ways. So one is through print media and another one is through electronic media. So mass communication means, so it enables millions of people to get information at the same time. Personal communication, so just to exchange of information between the individuals, but mass communication, it gave information to millions of people at the same time. So it is a great way to provide education as well as entertainment. So apart from providing education, it provides entertainment facilities also. It helps in creating awareness among the people regarding various national policies and programs. So mass communication helps in creating awareness. So create awareness among the people about various government policies and programs. So the mass communication system can provide the information to people in two methods. So mass communication provide information to the people in two ways, in two methods. So one is print media and another one is electronic media. So first electronic media. So electronic media, it includes radio, TV, then present day we include social media. So first radio. So radio broadcasting in India was started in 1923 by the Radio Club of Bombay. So very important, radio broadcasting. So have you heard radios? So nowadays there are Koda FM, Suryan FM, then Rainbow FM is there, no? Yeah, so when the radio broadcasting was started in India? Yeah, radio broadcasting in India was started in 1923 by the Radio Club of Bombay. Yeah, since then it gained immense popularity. Yeah, so it get popularity very soon. Yeah, so sudden popularity in more number. Yeah, so suddenly the popularity it increased. Yeah, so since 1923 it gained immense popularity and changed the social and cultural life of the people. It was named as All India Radio AIR in 1936 and again it renamed as Akashvani in 1957. So radio broadcasting in India was started in 1923 by the Radio Club of Bombay. Since then it gained immense popularity and changed the social and cultural life of people. It was named as All India Radio AIR in 1936 and again it was renamed as Akashvani in 1957. It broadcast a variety of programs related to information, education and entertainment. So it broadcast a variety of programs related to information, education and entertainment. So special news bulletins are also broadcasted on special occasions like the session of parliament and state legislature. So radio. So they broadcast. So they broadcast special news. So like the sessions of parliament and state legislature. So if you want to hear radio means try to hear the radio channels run by the government. So not private channels like Suryan FM like that all. Just hear the government running radio channels. So it is very good. So when compared to TV, so radio, so it is very good and also it gave you a lot of information. So radio, so hearing radio is a classical one. So radio broadcasting in India was started in 1923 by the Radio Club of Bombay. So it was named as All India Radio in 1936 and renamed as Akashvani in 1957. So it broadcast a variety of programs related to information, education and entertainment. Then electronic media, TV. So the very famous one. So often you are sitting before TV and watching it, no? So television. So television broadcasting has emerged as the most effective audio visual. So visual means video medium for disseminating. So disseminating means so spread knowledge or information. So disseminating information and educating the masses. So television broadcasting has emerged as the most effective audio visual medium for spreading information and educating the masses. So television network in India is known as Doordarshan. So television network in India is known as Doordarshan, so which started the common national program services and it is extended to the backward and remote rural areas. So television network in India is known as Doordarshan. So DD. So have you watched the channel DD? So in Tamil we have DD Podigai. So commonly we have DD National. So apart from that, so we have the regional channels. So television network in India is known as Doordarshan DD, which started common national program services and it is extended to the backward and remote rural areas. Then internet. So contraction, so short form of interconnected network. So internet means the short form of interconnected network. It is the global system of interconnected computer networks that use the internet protocol. So IP address. So we are saying no. So IP. That is the internet protocol shoot to link devices worldwide. So internet. It is the global system of interconnected computer networks. So the computer networks are connected. So that use the internet protocol. So every computer, so every system have its own IP address. So they are provided with a separate IP address. That is the internet protocol. So it helps to link the devices worldwide. So social media are interactive computer media technologies that facilitate the creation and sharing of information, ideas, career interest and other forms of expression via virtual communities and networks. So internet. So internet connected network, it is the global system of interconnected computer networks that use the internet protocol to link the devices, to link the computer devices worldwide. So social media. So social media, it includes Facebook, Instagram, like that all. So that is called as social media. So they are interactive computer media technologies that facilitate the creation and sharing of information, ideas, career, interest and other forms of expression through virtual communities and networks. Then the print media, so electronic media, so radio, TV, then internet. So radio broadcasting started in 1923. Then television, then internet. So television, so television network in India is known as Doordarshan. Then print media. So newspapers are the most common but powerful means of communication come under print media. Yes, a newspaper. So they are the most common but they are powerful means of communication. So when compared to electronic media, so newspaper, so they are powerful means of communication, so which come under print media. So India has many newspaper which carry information on local, national and international events to the people. So when compared to electronic media, so print media is best because print media so makes you to think. So makes you to think a lot. So it provide a lot of information. So print media so very best when compared to electronic media. So electronic media, so just mostly they give information as audio or video. But print media, so they provide information in the form of letters. So you can read the news. So in a slow way, and you have analyze, you can analyze, and you have think. So while reading any news, you can think. So print media. So newspapers are the most common but powerful means of communication come under print media. India has many newspapers which carry information on local, national and international events to the people. Next is satellite communication. So we have discussed personal communication, then mass communication. Then apart from that, so satellite communication is there. So the use of satellite in getting a continuous and synaptic. So synaptic means so general. So synaptic view of larger area has made this communication system very vital. So very important for the country. So the use of satellite in getting a continuous and the general view of larger area. So using satellite you can get information so about a larger area. So it make an important communication system in our country. So satellite images are used for weather forecasting, monitoring of natural calamities, so surveillance of border areas, etc. So satellite images, so they are used for weather forecasting, so weather information, then monitoring the natural calamities, so monitoring the natural calamities, so natural disasters, then surveillance of the border areas, so surveillance of the border, so border, so boundary. So the satellite system, so it is very useful for our defense. So apart from so the weather forecasting, so under the monitoring of natural calamities, it helps to survive. So it helps to watch the border areas. So the communication through satellite emerged as a new era in communication in our country after the establishment of ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, in 1969. So the communication through satellite emerged as a new era, so new period in communication in our country after the establishment of ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, in the year 1969. So satellite, so they are very useful for communication. So we are watching news, so we are watching TV and we are watching so various things. So only because of the help of satellite only. So if there is no satellite means it is very difficult for us. So because TV channels, so they are running with the help of satellite. So and also we are getting so the weather information now. So how we get? So because India had launched a lot of weather satellites in space. So satellite, so it is very useful for communication in modern day. So in this present day world, so satellite is very useful. So the satellite communication emerged in India so after the establishment of Indian Space Research Organization in 1969. So satellite system in India can be grouped into two. So Indian National Satellite System, INSAT, then Indian Remote Sensing Satellite System, IRS. So satellite system in India can be grouped into two. So INSAT and IRS. So Indian National Satellite System. Then IRS, Indian Remote Sensing Satellite System. So what is the difference between INSAT and IRS? So INSAT is used for watching or monitoring the weather and the telecommunication system. So used in the weather monitoring. But IRS, so it helps to monitor an area, so locate an area. So IRS, it is mostly launched in the polar orbit, so north south orbit. It is fixed one. But INSAT, So it is launched above, so nearly 30 to 36,000 kilometer just above the particular place. Yes, it moves along with the fixed point. Yeah, so INSAT it is move along with the rotation of the earth, but IRS it is a fixed one. Yeah, so satellite system in India can be grouped into two: Indian National Satellite System INSAT, then IRS Indian Remote Sensing Satellite System. So the INSAT, established in 1983, is a multi-purpose system of telecommunication, meteorological observation, and for various other programs. So INSAT, Indian National Satellite System, established in 1983, is a multi-purpose system of telecommunication, then meteorological observation. So meteorological means related with the weather and climate condition, and for various other programs. The INSAT series are used for relaying signals to television, telephone, radio, mobile phone. So INSAT series provide signals to television, then telephone, radio, mobile phone. It is also used in weather detection, internet, and military applications. So INSAT is also used in weather detection, internet, and military applications. Then INSAT series, so India ISRO had launched a lot of satellite. So INSAT series satellite. So the INSAT series, GSAT series. So GSAT, so Geo satellite. So GSAT means Geo. So Geo synchronous satellite. Kalpana 1, HumSat, EdgeSat, so education satellite are the major communication satellite used for the communication purpose. So the INSAT series, so IA1, IB1, you have learned in your lower classes. So INSAT series, GSAT, so GSAT series, Kalpana 1, HumSat, EdgeSat are the major communication satellite used for communication purpose. So GSAT 7A, so the recent launch so on December 19, 2018 for the communication program. So GSAT 7A is the recent launch of ISRO for communication program. So INSAT 1B launched on 30th August 1983 is the first communication satellite in INSAT series. So INSAT 1B launched on 30th August 1983. So ISRO when was established? 1969. So in the year 1983 only, so the first communication satellite in the INSAT series, so Indian National Satellite System series, INSAT 1B was launched so on 30th August 1983. Next, trade. So we have discussed about communication. So communication means, so the process involves the exchange of information, thoughts, and ideas. So normally communication is divided as personal communication, then mass communication. So in personal communication we discussed about the postal services, then telephone, then mass communication. So it includes the providing information to millions of people at the same time. So mass communication it includes electronic media, so TV, radio, internet, then print media. Then finally we discussed about the satellite communication, so which help us to get continuous and general view of information about a larger area. So satellite communication in our country begins after the establishment of ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, in the year 1969. Then trade. So trade is an important phenomena that decides the economic growth of a country. So trade is an important phenomena that decides the economic growth of a country. So trade. So what is trade? So the act or process of buying, selling, or exchange of goods and services. So trade is an act or process of buying, selling, or exchange of goods and services. So the primitive method, so the initial method of trade was known as barter system. So what is the barter system? You have learned in your lower classes now. So barter system means, so goods exchanged for goods. So the primitive method of trade was known as the barter system, where goods were exchanged for goods. So later on, money was introduced as a medium of exchange in buying and selling of goods. So initially, barter system was practiced, but later money was used. So the difference in value between the import and export is called the balance of trade. So the difference in value. So the difference in value between the import and export. So import means, so we import goods, so we buy goods from foreign countries. Export means, so we sell, so we export, we sell the goods to foreign countries. So the difference in value between the import and export is called the balance of trade. Yeah, so the situation in which the value of export exceeds the value of import is termed as the favorable balance of trade, and if the situation where the value of import exceeds the value of import means, then it is called as unfavorable balance of trade. So favorable balance of trade means if the value of export is more when compared to import means, then it is called as favorable balance of trade. Yeah. At the same time, if the value of import is more when compared to the value of the export means, then it is called as unfavorable balance of trade. So trade is an important phenomena that decides the economic growth of a country. So trade is an act or process of buying, selling or exchange of goods and services. The primitive method of trade was known as the barter system, where goods were exchanged for goods. So where goods were exchanged for goods. So later on, money was introduced as a medium of exchange in buying and selling of goods. So the difference in value between the imports and export is called as balance of trade. So the situation in which the value of export exceeds the value of import, so value of export is more when compared to the value of the import means, then it is called as favorable balance of trade. At the same time, if the value of the import is more, so if the value of the import exceeds the value of the export means, then it is called as unfavorable balance of trade. So types of trade. So trade in general are of two types. So trade in general are of two types: internal trade, then international trade. So trade is are of two types. One is called as internal trade, then another one is called as international trade. So internal trade. So the trade carried on within the domestic territory of a country is termed as internal trade. So the trade carried on within the domestic territory of a country is termed as internal trade. It is also called as domestic trade or local trade. Internal trade, the trade carried within the domestic territory of a country. So it is also called as domestic trade or local trade. So land transport, roadways and railways play a major role in this trade. So land transport plays a major role in this trade. So local currency is used in internal trade. It helps in promoting a balanced regional growth in the country. So internal trade helps in promoting a balanced regional growth. So it helps to promote a balanced regional growth. So the trade carried within the domestic territory of a country is called as internal trade. It is also called as domestic trade or local trade. So in internal trade, land transport, that is roadways and railways, play a major role. Then here local currency is used, and also it helps in promoting a balanced regional growth in the country. So trade carried on between two or more countries is called as international trade. So international trade means, so trade carried between two or more countries. So if the trade carried within the domestic territory, it is called as internal trade. At the same time, if the trade carried on between two or more countries, then it is called as international trade. It is also called as external trade or foreign trade. So international trade is also called as external trade or foreign trade. Here waterways and airways play a very important role. So waterways and airways play an important role in this type of trade. If you take internal trade, land transport play an important role. If you take international trade, waterways and airways play an important role. Then international trade, foreign currency is involved. So in international trade, foreign currency is involved. So in international trade, export and import are the two components. So the two major components of international trade are export and import. So export means goods and services sold for foreign currency. So export means goods and services sold for foreign currency. So import means goods and services bought from overseas producers. So export means goods and services sold. So export means so goods and services sold for foreign currency. Import means so goods and services brought from foreign countries. So if you sold so goods and services for foreign currency means, then it is called as export. If you bought or if you buy goods and services from foreign countries means, then it is called as import. So international trade is further classified as bilateral trade and multilateral trade. So the international trade classified as two types, bilateral then multilateral. So bilateral means so the trade between any two countries. So say for example, so trade between India and America, sorry, trade between India and Japan, So here two countries only involved. Then it is called as bilateral trade. So the trade between any two countries is called as bilateral trade. If the trade between more than two countries is called as multilateral trade. So if India have trade contact with China, Japan, America, Russia means then it is called as multilateral trade. So if the trade between more than two countries is called as multilateral trade. So the trade between two countries is called as bilateral. If the trade between more than two countries is called as multilateral. So export import, so trade means so exchange of goods, that is export and import involved in trade activities. So what are the things export by India? So the major exports of India are tea, marine product, ores and minerals, leather product, gems and jewels, sports goods, chemicals and related products, plastic and rubber articles, articles of stones, plaster, cement, asbestos, mica, glassware, paper and related products, base metals, optical, medical and surgical instruments, electronic items, machinery, office equipments, textiles and allied products. So the major exports of India are tea, marine product, ores and minerals, leather product, gems and jewels, sports goods, chemicals and related products, plastics and rubber articles, articles of stones, plaster, cement, asbestos, mica, glassware, paper and related products, so paper related products. Then base metals, so the basic metals, optical, so opticals, then medicals and surgical instruments, then electronics, textiles and allied products. Then the import. So the major import are petroleum products, pearls, precious stones and semi-precious stones, gold and telecom instrument. So import. So the major import of India are petroleum products, pearls, precious stones and semi-precious stones, gold and telecom instrument. So export, import. So the two thing. So the two components of international trade. So export of India, then import of India. Okay students, so today's class we discussed about communication and trade. So communication, so the process of exchange of information, thoughts and ideas. So communication is classified as personal communication, then mass communication. So personal communication, so communication takes place between the individuals, then it is called as personal communication. Mass communication, so provides information to millions of people. So the sources of personal communication and mass communication, so we have discussed. Then trade, so trade means exchange of goods and services. So buying and selling of goods and services, so for currency is called as trade. So normally trade is classified as internal trade, then international trade. So trade, so takes place within the domestic territory of a country means then it is called as internal trade. Then trade takes place between two or more countries is called as international trade. So export and import are the two major components of international trade. So international trade is further classified as bilateral trade and multilateral. So bilateral means so the trade between two countries is called as bilateral. The trade between more than two countries is called as multilateral. So we have discussed that also. Then finally we discussed about the export and import of India. Okay students, so today we have completed the 5th unit in geography. So overall we have completed about India. So starting from first unit, so we discussed the physical nature of India. So we continue with the agriculture, then the soil, the climate, then we discussed about the resources, the transport, all the things about India. So in the 5 minutes, so 5th unit we discussed about population, transport, communication and trade. So overall we have completed geography of India. So in the next 2 unit, so deals with Tamil Nadu. So Tamil Nadu, so physical structure, so physical geography of Tamil Nadu, and also we will discuss about the agriculture practices, trade activities, all the things. So what we discussed about India, we will discuss about in Tamil Nadu also. So overall 5 units so related with Indian geography have completed. So hope you have no doubt. So in the 5 units, so all the 5 units are very important. So geography of India. So starting from first unit, so what we discussed from first unit onwards. First unit we discussed about the location, relief and drainage. So the physical nature, so the physical feature of India and the river system. Then second unit we discussed about the climate and the natural vegetation. So climate condition, so India is a tropical monsoon climate. Then natural vegetation, so the forest region in India. Then third unit we discussed about India agriculture, so the soil, so the types of agriculture. Then what we discussed in third unit? Yeah, soil, agriculture, irrigation, that and all we have discussed now. Yeah, then fourth unit we discussed about the resources and industries. So can you remember the resources? Yeah, renewable, non-renewable, yeah, so metallic, non-metallic. Then various industries, so agro-based, yeah, then mineral-based industries, paper industries, so like that. So a lot of industries we have discussed now. Yeah. Then fifth unit, so we discussed the population, so population of India. Then transport, communication and trade. Yeah, so first we discussed about the population, then we discussed about the transport, then in today's class we discussed about the communication and trade. Okay, so overall we have completed so the geography of India. Okay, okay students, take your book. Yeah, so take page number 197. So textbook reading. So read the heading, the satellite communication. Yeah. Then homework. So take page number 199. So fifth question, sixth question, then seventh question. Fifth question, what is communication? What are its type? Answer in page number 195. Then sixth question, define international trade. Answer in page number 198. Then seventh question, state the merits of roadways. Answer in page number 189. So fifth question, what is communication? What are its types? Take page number 195. See the heading, communication. So communication is a process that involves the exchange of information, thoughts and ideas. Technology does wonders in communication field. Communication is categorized into personal and mass communication. So answer for fifth question. Then sixth question, define international trade. So take page number 198. So types of trade, see in that's third paragraph. Trade carried on between two or more countries is called as international trade. It is also called as external trade or foreign trade. Sixth question. So use stick pen for marking the questions. Then seventh, state the merits of roadways. Take page number 189. So in our previous class only we discussed about roadways. So roadways 189, see the heading. In that, so starting from first point, roads play an important role in carrying goods and passengers for short, medium and long distances. It is highly suitable for short distance services. It is comparatively easy and cheap to construct and maintain roads. Road transport can establish easy contact between farms, fields, factories and markets and can provide door-to-door transport services. So it is the answer for seventh question. So read it and write it in your homework note. So if you have any doubt in this unit or if you have any doubt in the previous unit means, so please contact me. So thank you. Have a nice day.